Hello, friends. We are going to read Happy New Year, Minnie, an adventure in China. This is going to be the best vacation ever, thought Minnie. She was riding the train to Beijing, China, to celebrate the Chinese New Year with her friend Tang. Sitting beside her was a little girl. "My name is Lily," said the little girl. "What's yours?" "Minnie Mouse," said Minnie. "I'm very pleased to meet you. Are you going to Beijing too?" "Yes," replied Lily. "I was visiting my cousins, but now I'm going home for the New Year's holidays." "Look," she said, pointing out the window. "There's the Great Wall." Through the window, Minnie could see a high stone wall built across the countryside. "It seems to go on forever," Minnie said. "How do you celebrate the New Year?" Minnie asked Lily. "Oh, it's lots of fun," said Lily. "We celebrate for many days by playing games, eating wonderful food, and giving each other presents." Then her face saddened. "Except I haven't found anything to give my parents yet." "Why don't you make something for them?" Minnie suggested. Lily thought and thought. "I know," she said finally. "I could make a lion's mask, and my brother could help me. Then we could perform the lion's dance, a special New Year's dance, together." "That sounds like a wonderful present for your parents," said Minnie, smiling. Before they knew it, the train had arrived in Beijing. "Lily! Lily!" her parents called. Lily stepped off the train and into the arms of her mother and father. Her younger brother, Cheng, gave a playful tug on her braid to show that he was happy to see her too. After greeting her family, Lily presented Minnie with a map of her city. She had carefully marked all the best places to visit in Beijing. When Minnie's friend Tang reached up to greet her, Minnie and Lily said goodbye. "Have a good New Year," said Minnie. "Please come visit me if you have time," Lily called out. "I marked my house on your map as well." The next morning, Lily woke up very early. "Wake up, Chang," she cried, shaking her brother to wake him. "Today, we're going to make a lion's mask for the New Year celebration." Lily and Chang worked all morning, but when they were finished, Chang began to laugh. "Our lion's mask wouldn't even scare a rabbit," he said. "Its ears are too big, and its whiskers are too short. He looks more like a kitty to me." Lily did not laugh. She was too disappointed. Minnie also woke up early that morning, and she ate a breakfast of gruel and pickled vegetables with Tang and her family. Before Tang left for work, she lent Minnie her bicycle. "This is the best way to get around Beijing," Tang told her friend. Minnie rode Tang's bike down the street of Eternal Peace, past the Great Hall of the People. Then she went to the Imperial Palace Museum. She admired the beautiful red buildings with the golden roofs and the imperial gardens. That afternoon, Minnie bought a jacket that she had seen in a store window. She was very pleased with it. I know just who I want to show this to, she said to herself. Minnie found Lily's house on her map and started off. Before long, she was pedaling down a narrow side street. She stopped when she saw Lily, who was sitting on her steps looking very sad. "Hi, Lily," said Minnie. "Is something wrong?" "Minnie!" cried Lily, her face brightening. "I am so glad to see you." Lily told Minnie all about the lion mask. "The worst part is that Chang and I can't even figure out the steps to the dance," she added. "Let's make a mask together," said Minnie. "We can work on it tomorrow and figure out the dance steps later." Minnie met Lily and Chang at their house the next day. "What is the mask supposed to look like?" Minnie asked. "Like a growling lion's head," said Lily. "Like this," added Chang, making the scariest face he could. "I saw a fierce-looking lion at the Imperial Palace," Minnie said. "Why don't we copy it?" "Let's go!" said Lily and Chang in unison. On their way, Minnie stopped to watch some people who were doing a kind of slow-motion dance. "This is how many Chinese people start their day," explained Lily. "It's an exercise called Tai Chi, and it requires a lot of concentration." Minnie and the children arrived at the Imperial Palace and found the lion standing guard. Lily made a sketch of the lion's head, while Chang had a wonderful time climbing on the other stone statues. "How's this?" asked Lily when she was finished with the drawing. "That's perfect," said Minnie. "Now let's get everything we need to make the mask." On their way home, they stopped at a store to buy paints and flour to make a papier-mâché head. Minnie got some fabric, too. The three friends began to work as soon as they got home. They shaped the lion's head, and then they set it outside to dry. After lunch, Lily and Chang painted it. Lily clapped her hands in excitement. "This lion looks as fierce as the one that guards the Imperial Palace," she said happily. Minnie attached the fabric to the lion's neck. "Put your head under the fabric," Lily said to Chang. "Then our lion will have a body, and we can both do the lion's dance at the same time." "But we still don't know the steps to the dance," said Chang. "I know someone who does," said Minnie. "Come with me. We'll go visit Tang's grandmother." Grandma Peng was delighted to see Minnie and the children. "So, you want to learn the lion's dance?" she said cheerfully. "Wait here. I'll be right back." When Grandma Peng returned, she was carrying a drum. She handed it to Minnie and taught her how to beat out the correct rhythm. Then she slowly taught the children all the steps to the lion's dance. "How can we ever thank you?" said Lily when it was time to leave. She and Cheng bowed deeply to show their respect. "Just come back and visit me when you've mastered all the steps," said Grandma Peng. That's when I'll tell you the legend that goes with the dance. Minnie and the children practiced the dance every day. They returned to see Grandma Peng the following week. "I'm so proud of you," said Grandma Peng after they had performed their dance for her. "Now it is time for you to hear the legend of the lion. Every year, the great lion comes down from the clouds to frighten the people," began Grandma Peng. "He must be a terrible bully," said Chang. "Yes," agreed Grandma. "But if we make loud noises with firecrackers and wear fierce lion costumes, we can scare him away before he does his evil deeds." "Is the legend true?" asked Chang. "No," replied Lily. "It's just a story." "Are you sure?" asked Grandma Peng with a wink. Finally, New Year's Eve arrived. Lily and Chang invited Minnie over to help them decorate their house. They made signs to help them bring them good luck in the coming year. Chang made a sign for a soccer ball that said, "Lucky winner." And Lily made a sign for her gymnastics leotard that said, "Perfect balance." There was even a sign that said, "Always full," to place over the rice bin. When they were finished decorating, Minnie went back to Tang's house for the last meal of the year, the reunion dinner. Chang and Lily stayed home to celebrate with their family. After dinner, everyone told riddles and played games. Chang, Lily, and all their cousins got small red packets of lucky money. Best of all, they were allowed to stay up late to see the fireworks. On New Year's Day, the children were ready to present their gift. Minnie was almost excited as Lily and Chang were. "We have a surprise for you," Lily told her parents. "You do?" they asked. "What can it be?" "You'll see," replied Chang mysteriously. They both ran off to get into their costume. Minnie began to play the drum softly. Then out leaped the lion. As Minnie played louder, the children's steps got bolder. At the end of the dance, the lion reared its head and shook its tail for the last time. "That was the finest New Year's gift I have ever received," said Lily's mother proudly. "And the best dance I have ever seen," agreed her father. "If it weren't for Minnie and Grandma Peng, our gift would not have been so special," explained Lily. "Good friends are the most precious gifts of all," said Lily's father. "You are lucky children indeed." Then he brought out some presents. There were gifts for everyone, including Minnie. "You are right," said Minnie. "We are all lucky to have such good friends." The end.